Hey everyone. So today we're going to see, will you rise in life after you get married? So, there are people when they get married that things just start going better for them. You'll see people who once married, they just start earning a lot more money. They get a promotion actually like right after they get married, or they get new job offers, or even just their luck in general improves, their life improves, things just become easier for them. Things come easier to them in life once they get married. And then you see that there are other people, when they get married for whatever reason, their life starts to go downhill. They they're so miserable every day, and they're just not happy with their life situation or where they've ended up or what they have to do every day. Right? So there's always like two different crowds of people. Those people where things just got better once they got married, and then there are other people where their life just went downhill after marriage. So we'll be able to see this from your chart. Now, what we'll do to see this is we're going to be looking at the seventh Lord in your chart, right? So we'll be looking at specifically the placement of the seventh Lord in all 12 of these houses. And wherever the seventh Lord is placed, that will tell you what will happen once you get married, because the seventh Lord is controlling what happens when you get married. And actually, when you get married, it's the seventh house, the seventh Lord, and Venus, all of whom get activated once you get married. So you'll see, will it be activating something good, or will you be activating some hardships in life? Right? So we'll be seeing this. Now, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And there's something I want to advise everybody when doing this analysis. Because you see, what I'll be doing is I'll go through the seventh Lord in all 12 houses. And you guys have to be very, very careful when doing this analysis, because I know a lot of people use the Rashi chart, but you see, what I would recommend for everybody is to use the Bhava Chalit chart. Because you see, the Rashi chart, this just tells you the Rashi, which is the zodiac sign of the planet. Like here, you can see Saturn's in Taurus, Venus in Taurus, Jupiter's in the sign of Gemini, which is true, it is in the sign of Gemini in this person's chart. But you see, this Rashi chart doesn't fully tell you the bhava or the correct house placements. It just tells you the Rashi, the zodiac sign of the planet. So here's where the Bhava Chalit chart comes. This actually gives you a more accurate version of your house placements. Now, the thing is, and you can see, look, this is a great example because you see the seventh lord is Saturn. And where, according to the Rashi chart, it's placed in the 10th house. But the Bhava chart tells us that Saturn's actually placed in the ninth house. So I would use this seventh lord in ninth house for this analysis, because this Bhava chart properly, the Bhava chart tells us the house placements. That's its purpose. So this is what I would recommend. And the thing is that there are many Bhava charts that exist out there. So what I would recommend, like the settings that I use, is actually I replicate the settings from this professional software, which is called Horosoft, and I found that this Bhava chart is so accurate, and there it tells things so accurately from its placements. You can see in like this person's chart, Mars moved. Seventh Lord Mars. Uh, According to this chart, Seventh Lord Mars is in sixth house, but according to uh, this cuspal chart, which is the Bhava chart, Mars is actually in the fourth house. And this person actually did have the issues of Mars fourth house, issues with the mother, issues with property. That's a Mars thing, right? Saturn aspects. This person fully had all the symptoms of Mars in fourth house. So I've I always use the settings from this like professional software. And this software it is professional. It's like a $500 software, but it's so accurate that if there's an issue with the placements here, then I know it's actually not the chart's fault. It's actually the time that would be off. Because I know this chart is like that accurate. So if you guys would like a copy of your Bhava chart, what you could do, you could actually, on our websites, you could scroll down so you could see, here's our website. You could scroll down and you could purchase your Bhava chart, literally for $10, right? I'm using the settings of a $500 software and, to produce this Bhava chart. And you guys, you don't have to pay $500. This is just $10 and you could get your Bhava chart and you could use it forever. You can see it forever and you could use it for all of your future analysis. So if you want, you could purchase your Bhava chart on our website down below. And if you would like to know more about your relationship, you can actually book a relationship reading and you can know everything about your spouse, their appearance, their personality, even where you'll meet your spouse, and even potential marriage dates. You could find all of this by booking a reading with us. So yeah, that was this little spiel here. And so back to the technique now. Um, we'll go through seventh lord and all 12 houses. Okay. First, seventh lord, when it comes into first house, this is a fantastic combination. You'll see when seventh lord comes into first house, uh, your entire personality will change. You will change. And um, you'll see that your life after marriage will be completely different. Like you will be a completely different version of yourself. You'll see after you're married, uh, the version of you before marriage and after marriage are completely different. So yeah, I would say this is actually a great combination because yeah, you yourself change very much here. And overall, like planets that go in the first house are super powerful because this is both a Kendra house and a Trikona house. So super powerful. Now, this also does depend on the planets that's actually coming here. Let's say, for example, if this is an Aries ascendant, so here is Libra and here's Aries. So if Venus comes into first house, this is incredible. This is so great because um, when Venus comes into first house, these people will actually all their clothing will change. Their appearance will change. You'll see that the way that they present themselves will be completely different. You'll see suddenly when these people get married, they'll start doing they'll wear different clothes. They'll behave differently. They'll even look a lot more clean and they'll be a lot more organized as well after marriage. But they'll dress really, really great once they get married. And um, so, yeah, you'll see that. You'll see as well, let's say if another planet comes here, let's say if this is Gemini ascendant, and you'll see a sign here. If Jupiter comes into ascendant, this is also incredible because when these people get married, you'll see that. Um, the TV shows that they tend to watch, the books that they tend to read, the people that they tend to talk to will all change. And you'll see that they'll start talking to people that brings them more positive vibes, people that actually increases their energy. They'll start reading more books that will uplift them spiritually. So you'll see that their life will completely change because they'll get into new hobbies and hobbies that will change them for the better. Jupiter always changes for the better. Um, so yeah, that was seventh lord in first house. Um, seventh lord in second house. Also, this is another combination that is incredible because you'll see when these people get married, they will um, they will suddenly earn a lot of money. Like money will just start coming to them. Any stocks that they've invested in will start to increase even more and more because the second house um, is being activated once you get married. So yeah, these people, money comes to them very easily, and you'll see that once they get married, money and family both become a huge priority in their life. Spending time with family and um, yeah, even money will just come to them easily. It also does depend on the planets involved, but um, yeah, you'll see that as well. Even their food habits will change once they get married. And again, the change will be for better or for worse, depending on the planets placed here. Let's say, for example, this is Gemini ascendant. So Jupiter, here's a sign, Jupiter comes here. First of all, if you happen to have this combination, you're actually incredibly blessed because this is so great because once you're married, your money will increase so easily. All the assets that you have, your house will start looking better. Um your happiness, your overall happiness will just increase once you get married. You'll be so happy from this marriage. You'll be spending such quality time with your family. You'll be eating great food. You'll see that either your spouse will cook food for you or your spouse will introduce you to food or restaurants or different types of cuisine that will increase your life spiritually from this. So this is an incredible combination if you happen to have this combination. Let's say if uh, let's say if Aries ascendant, Venus comes here, right, in Taurus. So you'll see that from this combination, um, you'll see this is also great because your money will do incredible. You'll start earning so much money, and this is when uh, the real wealth of your life will come in because already Venus in second house gives the native a ton of money. Like this is a natural wealth yoga. And because Venus is the seventh lord, you'll see after marriage, this will get activated, that their money will increase. They'll start eating such good quality food, such luxurious food will come to them. So this is fantastic combination that's here. Um, so yeah, there's Venus, there's seventh lord in second house. Now, when seventh lord comes into third house, this is a bit more of a neutral combination compared to the other uh, placements because you'll see that once you get married, uh, your friend circle will completely change. The people that you're talking to will be completely different. So these are the type of people that once you're married, they like they're not talking to their old friends anymore or as much, I would say, and they actually have a whole new group of people. Like a new group of people that could be like an intermingling of their old friends along with new people that they've met. Um, Even like their spouse's friends could be intermingled in this friend group here. So see that changes. As well as the type of books, the TV shows that you watch, all of these begin to change as well. Even the words that you tend to speak will be different. Your vocabulary will be different. And this is for better or for worse. Let's say if let's say this is Libra ascendant, so this is Mars, oops, this is Aries. So Mars comes here. You'll see that when Mars comes here, this also comes in Sagittarius, that their word choice becomes a bit more aggressive. Um, they're not as docile with their word choice. They're a lot more firm with the words that they tend to use. They are a lot more authoritative. They don't back down. And so you'll see that this gets initiated once they get married. You'll actually, with this particular combination, you'll see that these people actually start doing yoga once they get married. Like this combination fully gets activated of doing like physical yoga and different stretches. So yeah. Um, so yeah, you'll see that those things will begin to change after. Now, seventh lord in fourth house. This is pretty good because you'll see that after marriage, you'll definitely be super happy. Your happiness and your state of mind will completely change. And change for the better or worse depends on the planets that are in this house or aspecting this house. So you'll see that, um, for example, let's say if you have some benefit, let's say if this is a benefic planet. So let's say that this is Jupiter's three, six. So Jupiter comes here. You'll see that after marriage, your happiness will increase a ton because you'll start to think about things more logically. You won't be panicking. You'll you'll learn a new way of thinking and to manage your state of mind. Right? That's the big essence here. Your state of mind will change. So here, Jupiter gives you the wisdom to think in a more positive mindset. You won't be stressed as much. You won't be beaten down by the pressures of this world. You'll see that this gets activated a lot. You'll see your spouse gives you that wisdom here. So this is definitely your happiness will skyrocket once you get married if you have this combination. Um, let's say as well, um, with here, the other things that get activated are also your vehicle in your house. So see that you'll start to attain these things. There'll be changes with your vehicle once you get married. So let's say if um let's say that same example. Let's say Jupiter comes here, but let's say that Saturn aspects this. So Saturn aspects this Jupiter. And sure, let's make this as terrible as possible. Let's say that K2 here, K2 aspects Jupiter, and sure, let's also put Mars. Um, here. So all of these guys are aspecting your seventh lord Jupiter. So you'll see that once you're married, actually, you're not just activating Jupiter, you're activating this full onslaught of planets as well. You're activating this house along with all of this. So you see Jupiter's getting blasted by these malefics. So you'll start to experience these things. You'll see that uh, you'll start to get damage in your vehicles once you get married. And you see even Mars aspects. So you'll see that something will happen in terms of property. And most likely there'll be some issues with property because Saturn and K2 also aspect this. So yeah. So you see, it is very dependent on the aspecting planets as well. Let's say if, say Venus was also here aspecting, you'll see that this helps Jupiter a little bit. So things in terms of property will definitely increase because Venus is a benefic and Mars, natural kataka of, or significator of land. So all of these things will increase once you get married. Um, but yeah. You'll see actually if let's say all these planets Saturn and K2 all of these guys aspect your seventh lord Jupiter over here. You'll see that your state of mind will also be disturbed once you get married because again fourth house is your happiness and your thought process. So you'll see that you may not be as happy once you get married because you're getting this full activation of this house. So yeah. Okay. Now, seventh lord in fifth house. Now, what an incredible placement here. This is great because You know what this combination means is that you don't get this combination easily in life. You've had to have done a lot of good things in past lives to get this combination. Because you see, fifth house is that storehouse of a lot of your punya and good deeds, along with the ninth house. Both fifth and ninth house are the storehouse of all these good things that you've done. And you'll see the way that all these good deeds will manifest is that you will receive position and power in this lifetime, good recognition in the society. You'll see, I see this a lot. When people get married, seventh lord in fifth house, what happens is that they get a promotion once they come back from their honeymoon and they start working back. You'll see that they get like a more respect around the office, or they'll get a promotion here. Especially if the planet Sun is involved or Leo. So let's say if this is Libra comes here into Leo, definitely the moment that they get married, there will be an increase in position. Now, this Venus also aspects 11th house. So you'll see that these people, along with the increase in power or position, they will get a huge pay raise to go along with it. So that's what's incredible. This is just such a great combination here. They'll also get more responsibilities. That's with this combination of uh seventh lord and fifth house, more responsibilities, but still this is incredible. You'll see that the reputation will be so great too. People will even treat them a lot better as well. Now, again, this does depend on the planets associated here. Like this could be completely backwards if this is Capricorn who comes here into Scorpio, right? Because what happens now, first of all, Saturn Scorpio is a very it's kind of a tough combination. And um you'll see that there will be a transformation in in terms of your position, but uh, it could involve getting a lot more work. Like you'll have to work incredibly hard. That's what Saturn does. And you see Scorpio's there, the sign of transformation. So there will be a transformation in your position, and uh, it may not be like the easiest combination because again, Saturn's also Lord eighth house coming here. So you see, this is one where it may not be like the best of combinations. Now, something will happen, but it also does depend. If there's another malefic that aspects this, then it's a decrease in it's either a decrease in position, or you get a position that's incredibly difficult to work with. If a benefic, let's say Venus, aspects this, then they will get a promotion and things will go a little bit better, but still there will be a little bit of hardship. So yeah, this could go both ways, but overall, this is an incredible combination. Let's say seventh lord comes into sixth house. So traditionally, this is not the easiest combination, I would say. Um, Yeah, this isn't the easiest combination because what happens typically with this combination is that there will be a lot of fighting and arguments that occur with the spouse. And actually, just even in life in general, there a lot because you're activating the sixth house of arguments, of debts, of diseases. So all of those things get activated if you have seventh lord in sixth house. So yeah. Now, you will be facing these things. You'll see that you'll start to take on debts that come into your life. You will start taking on a disease will definitely be prominent that happens like after marriage. This could either be between a disease with you or with your spouse. but a disease will happen there, some type of sickness, and it may not be immediate. But yeah, a disease with one of you two, and it depends on uh, the condition of Lugna Lord or seventh house as well. Now, at least the good thing here, like there are ways that this becomes good. You'll see that, let's say if here, Pisces is here and then Jupiter comes to this house. You see, when this happens, um, they still there will be those same symptoms of arguments and disease that happen, but they will start to earn a lot more money because Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius is good. And um, yeah, Jupiter gives you a little bit of wisdom to deal with these things as well, these type of issues. Jupiter gives you the wisdom to deal with arguments that happens with other people, and Jupiter shows you how to handle the debts that you are given. Right? Let's say even if there are malefics here, that are in this whole combination. Let's say, uh, say Mars. Say Mars comes here. What happens in this case is that um, there still will be arguments. Definitely that there will be. Mars is also the significator of arguments. So there definitely will be arguments between you and your spouse, and just in general with life as well. But you'll see that Mars gives you the energy and the courage to deal with the circumstances of your life. For example, Mars gives you the courage to deal with people who offend you or to deal with the challenges that come in life. So you'll see that that's what happens when you get married, that you'll be given this courage to help you deal with these things, right? So it's not all inherently bad. There's definitely like a silver lining that's there as well, depending on your combinations and the circuit of the rest of the chart. Now, when seventh lord comes in its own house, you'll see here that a big part of life, or a big part of this combination is that um, you definitely will experience marital happiness because, well, it kind of does also depend on the planet's aspecting, but the essence of this is that um, you will learn how to act properly in a marriage, in a relationship. So you'll see that there's a lot to learn here, and that's why you were given this combination to learn how to properly behave, how to act when it's not just you anymore in life. It's you plus a partner. So this is a great combination because first of all, seventh lord comes into the seventh house, which is a Kendra house, and aspects the first house. Um, Now, whatever planet comes here, it shows you what the focus is. For example, let's say if this is Capricorn and Saturn comes here. You see, the reason why you're given this combination is so that you could learn how to handle work as well as a relationship at the same time, how to balance these things. Seventh house is about balance. That's why Libra, the natural sign in the seventh house, the symbol is a balance. So you're trying to find balance between uh, your marriage and whatever the planets and the zodiac sign is here. Now, this particular combination is great because you'll see that, well, while parts of your relationship might be a little bit dry, and you'll start to become a bit more stern in life. You'll see with once you get married, you'll see that with this particular combination, Saturn there, that these people will become much better at handling decisions in their workplace, like because the Saturn's fully getting activated. Um, so yeah, you'll see that these people, even a general thing with seventh lord and seventh house, these people become much better at decision making once they get married because you'll see that's what your spouse will help you with. You'll become a lot better learning how to make decisions and not just um, like they'll teach you what you should and shouldn't do when making decisions because now your decision doesn't just affect you. It's a decision that affects the both of you. That's there. Um, so yeah, if there are benefits here, let's say if Venus, Libra, in his own sign, you'll see that after marriage, this will be great because you'll be earning, you'll be a lot happier, you'll dress a lot better, you'll look a lot better, you'll feel a lot better after marriage because again, your spouse is kind of showing you a new way to live. Um, and actually, you know what? A lot of your personality will change as well here because um, your spouse is showing you another way that you can live, and you'll start to incorporate these ways in your life. So again, if it was this case, you'll see your life will improve and you'll be a lot more happier because your spouse is showing you a new, better way to live than the way that you were living. You didn't have to be as rigid or as basic that as Mars, right, which was Aries ascendant. Your spouse shows you easier ways to get things done. So yeah. Now, seventh lord in eighth house. This is another combination that sounds very tough and very challenging. And in a lot of ways, it actually is. Uh, but again, there's always a silver lining. I do always want to emphasize that. Um, I'll talk about both here because you'll see that, you know, eighth house. The eighth house, what is it? It's actually the 12th house from your ninth, right? So like this is your ninth house here, your ninth house. This is 12th from it, the house right behind. So this means the eighth house is the loss of your fortunes, right? 12th to any house is the loss of something, right? Because 12th house is always losses. So eighth house is your loss of fortune. So, you know, there there is that big thing here where, you know, life will get a bit more tough and uh you'll have to work a lot harder in life. And, you know, a lot of the things that naturally will happen to you aren't easy per se. You might have to struggle a lot with this. Um, Now, you know, another thing is that eighth house is also transformations. So you'll see when seventh lord comes here that there will be a massive transformation in your life. Now, you see, at least this is a good thing because this transformation could be either good or bad, depending on the planets associated here. Let's say, for example, if this is Pisces, so Jupiter comes here in Aries. You know what will happen? There'll be a massive transformation in life, and these people will begin to learn a lot more spiritual topics because Jupiter is about spirituality. So you'll see that these people will start to gain a lot more wisdom. They'll start to be a lot more interested in occult topics, especially if Jupiter's in the nakshatra of Buddhini in Aries, and that will especially be true. Um, so yeah, you see, like it is a transformation in life. You will go through some hard periods, and going through these challenges in life will introduce you to another realm here, like of occult and spirituality. Um, so yeah, you'll see that that's how the transformation goes. You should also check the placement of Mars to, right, which is the Lord here, to see more about how what'll happen after this transformation. Um, Now you see, this is also another good combination because you see, this house is also inheritance and unearned income. So you'll see that gets activated. At least this is a great thing here because a lot of planets, once they go here, uh, you'll see that things like you could have a lot better luck with the lottery, for example, um, or things that have to do with like random drawing or betting. It could get a lot better from here. Even things like you see, eighth house is also your spouse's family. If you happen to have the like benefics here, uh, then you'll after marriage you'll see that you'll get along very, very well with your in-laws. So that's good, at least. So yeah, there's the happiness there with in-laws at least. But you may not be so happy with some of the challenges that come your way because they are very difficult. They're not easy challenges that come your way because life will force you to completely change something about your life. That's the only way transformation happens. So yeah. Okay. Seventh Lord and ninth house. If you have this combination, you are incredibly blessed because again, ninth house is the house of luck and fortune, and it's your past life good deeds that are stored in the ninth house. So when seventh lord gets here, then all this the fruits of your good karma gets activated. So you'll see here that and it does depend on like what those fruits will be, depends on the planets associated with this. But you'll see that things in life will go so smoothly after you get married. Uh, and again, this is a good example of where it's very important to check the Bhava chart because that I mentioned at the beginning. Because let's say if you have like a good combination here, say Jupiter comes here and it's Jupiter's at like 1 degree, there is a good chance Jupiter's actually in the eighth house, and that gives incredibly different results. So when looking at the ninth house, be very careful because you see, ninth house is incredibly good if it's actually there, but if it's actually in the eighth house, it gives completely different results. So be very careful with this. Um, yeah, same thing. Even if Jupiter here or whatever this ninth lord is at like high degrees, there is a good chance it's actually in the 10th house, which gives wildly different results. So be very careful with this. But yeah, you'll see that things in life will just go so well. Things will come to you so easily. You don't even like life will go on easy mode once you get married because you'll see things like let's say if it's Venus here. Uh, so let's say Venus comes here. So in this case, your wisdom will improve after your religious abilities and or like knowledge, and as well as your decision making and counseling abilities, your ability to give advice to others will just improve once you get married. You'll see even your vehicles, because Venus is significator of vehicles. This will all improve once you get married. You'll get better vehicles, good quality vehicles. Even your money, your banking will improve. So this is just like such a great combination. Let's say, let's do another planet. Let's say if Mercury comes here. So if Mercury comes here, um, what you'll see is that um, you'll start to learn a lot of new skills. Your vocabulary will change, and you'll start using words that bring you like much higher and better energy. Because you know, words all have like a vibration or energy to them. Like swear words or insults to other people lowers your energy as well as others. But you'll see if you use kind and good words, in this particular case, you'll see that you'll start to, your energy and your aura will begin to improve with this. And it just gets like into a feedback loop where your energy increases, and then you begin saving more good words, and you begin to have a better vocabulary, and things just improve more and more. Um, so yeah. So again, incredible combination. Even your relationship with your father will change with this combination as well, depending again on the planets associated. Um, Even with malefics, it's like let's see here. So 12. So Saturn comes here. Even once you get married, you'll start to learn a lot more spiritual knowledge. You'll begin to gain the wisdom on how to perform spiritual acts, and you'll gain the knowledge on how to do things like meditation, for example. So yeah, how to do fasting. That's especially something you'll do if you have this combination. Okay. Seventh Lord and 10th house. You'll see with this combination, the moment that you get married, I guess once you're done all that wedding or marriage stuff and life resumes again, there will be a big change in your job or career that you're doing. Either the people at your workplace will treat you differently, or the actual job or the way that you do your job or career will become different. So there will be a massive change here. I've seen people, um, here's a good example. I've seen somebody who's had um what was it? I think what they had was something like this. Uh so it's like Sun, Venus, and K2, and they were all like in close conjunction. So what happened was this person got married, and literally like 9 months later they had their first kid. So immediately after marriage, like a kid came. And after that, they actually took off like they stopped working for a few years. It wasn't just like 1 year maternity leave. It was like a few years that they stopped working. So you see, their job got a massive change after marriage and after their kids. What you see, so their child was involved because fifth house and then seventh house was involved. Yeah, so they stopped working because of K2 that's there. Um, so yeah, they actually moved to a different country as well, um, when this happened. So yeah, you'll see that something will definitely happen with your job once you get married, and it does depend on the sign and the house and or in the planet involved. Let's say if it's a Saturn here, so say Saturn comes, this will be Taurus. So Saturn comes into this house. You'll see that in this particular case, that um, after after you get married, you'll start working way harder, but you'll see that the money that you start making will also improve from this. But it will require you to work a lot harder from this because Saturn's the planet of hard work. So after marriage, these people worked way harder. They're given a lot more tasks to do as well. So they had long days. Um, let's see if let's say Venus comes here. What I've seen here, because Venus comes in Capricorn as well, after their marriage, um they end up working so hard after marriage, and like their job and career becomes a big focus here. So I've seen a lot of people when seventh lord comes into 10th house, or even if seventh lord goes into Capricorn, either one, I've seen that these people, like their life before marriage was really good, but then after marriage, it's like they they're so bounded by their work and their job, and they don't have as much freedom as they did before. That's what I've noticed practically from seeing this a lot. And it's because it is Saturn's house of work. Um, so yeah, I've seen that happen. So in terms of happiness, it's not as much there. You're definitely happier before marriage, because after marriage you're working constantly here. And now there are ways that this could be good as well. Let's say if Jupiter comes here. Actually, let's put Mercury. So let's say if Mercury comes here, Mercury gets exalted. Then after marriage, then they do still become hardworking and work much harder. But you'll see that they at least understand how to tackle their issues at work way better. Any issues that come their way, challenges that comes their way, they know how to solve it much better. So you see, Mercury exalted in this particular case, they um, are getting their wisdom, or I wouldn't say wisdom, their logical ability improves once they get married. So yeah, is that now seventh lord in 11th house. This is great because you'll see after marriage, you you'll definitely rise after marriage with this because you won't have to work as hard and you'll be earning way more money. Like your money that you get from whatever job, whatever profession you do, you'll be earning so much more from this. So that's definitely a blessing that money will just come to you after marriage. And you'll just randomly get promotions. Let's say if you're working in a 9 to 5 job, you'll just randomly get promotions when really you didn't do that much. So this is really great. You'll definitely rise in life from this combination. And it's a very effortless rise as well. And you see, like, this is also good because seventh lord is going fifth house from itself. So 5 positions away from itself, which is also great. So altogether, this is just an incredible combination. You'll see, here's a good example. Let's say if Mars, so this is Aries, so Mars comes here. This is in Leo. These people get a promotion the moment that they get married. So this is Mars. They get a promotion, and with that promotion, they also receive a huge pay raise, and they get a huge responsibility assigned to them. They get yeah, they become a lot more responsible, and they're in charge of a lot more people with this. But yeah, they get a massive pay raise because of this, right? So this is just incredible, this combination. Um, let's say if uh let's put let's put a malefic. So Saturn. So this is Capricorn. So this is 10. This goes in Taurus. 3, 4, yeah. So Saturn comes here. You'll see that um this is so you see this is a malefic that's coming here. And so after marriage, initially their income will be a little bit stagnant or it might not be so great, but it takes a little bit of while, but their income will grow to such heights that um, they would have never imagined. It does require hard work from them, but yeah, they will be able to earn a lot of money from this. Though it will take time. Saturn gives its results very, very slowly. But yeah, overall, this is a massive rise in life. Saturn, the rise is a lot slower, but it still happens. And seventh lord in 12th house. This is another house that I would say has a bad reputation, like 6, 8, 12. But this 12th house is not as bad as 6 and 8th house. I would honestly, I like the 12th house. Um, So what happens here is that um you see, let's go straight to like people say the 12th house is bad because it's the house of loss, right? And it actually is true. Like there will be losses that happens. Um, so let's say for example, and the type of loss depends on the signs and planets. So let's say if this is a um, Libra, so this is Mars, Aries. So Mars comes here into this house. You'll see that most likely with these particular people, there'll be a lot like this is a loss of house. But you'll see that the better way to interpret that is actually they're just going to change houses. Like they're not going to be homeless. It's not you lose your house and you're on the streets. It's you lose your house as you go to a new house. That's that's what happens there. Um, so yeah, these people tend to move houses, relocate, or go to a different part of the world. And you see, that's a big essence of this combination, I would say, is that like that's the good thing, is these people after marriage, they do tend to go to like travel to other places in the world. And this is really good as well because they're actually visiting places from their past lifetimes once they get married. So like that's what's really, really great about this combination. So you are doing that, and you will see that as well. They will become a lot more spiritual, and they will be a lot more open-minded after they get married. So will they rise in life after this? It's materialistically like probably not. Like this isn't a great house for materialistic rise in life. There's actually more materialistic losses. But what are you gaining is you'll be gaining a lot more spirituality and open-mindedness. This is the way that you'll rise in life. You'll also be learning things from a past lifetime as well. So all of these things you will be gaining. Let's say if let's say well, this is a good combination, I would say. If Venus comes here, because Venus gets exalted. You see, here after marriage, you will be spending a ton of money. That's a guarantee. You'll be spending a lot of money, but at least what you'll be spending it on is on better clothes, better bed sheets, better blankets, to decorate your bedroom a lot better. So you see, it's a loss of one thing, a loss of like money, because Venus is also second lord money, but it's a gain in something else. And that's because 12th house is also the guru's house. Naturally, it's the house of Pisces. So if you give something to the guru, like you give money, for example, the guru will give you something in a different way. The guru won't just give you back money. Like if you give him $10, he won't give you 20 back, but he'll give you something else in exchange. More energy, more spiritual knowledge and teachings and these things. And that's what happens in this house. So you're losing something materialistic, but gaining something else. And most likely in terms of spirituality is what you'll be gaining. So that's the method you'll be rising there. So there you go. So that is seventh lord in all 12 houses, and that's if you'll rise after your marriage. So yeah, again, if you would like to know everything about your relationship, you could book a relationship reading down below. It's on sale currently. And if you want a good like an accurate way of reading the houses, you could purchase your Bhava Chalit chart for literally $10. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And you'll have it for the rest of your lifetime. You could use it by checking the link down below as well. So yeah, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you.